how do you know when your teams have a sufficient grasp, when they get the material well enough that you feel confident that they're prepared to be a great resource for the customer?
Yeah, so it's very important to understand and get the feedback from from the reps in terms of their knowledge and application of that knowledge in their work. So, in my experience, uh, you know, uh, quizzes and tests, doing some form of assessment have worked because that basically does the objective evaluation of what they have learned. Now, the best practice in this in quizzes and tests or the assessment that we're talking about is don't have it too long, tests like 50 questions in the test, or have test them on writing an essay of a particular scenario or use case. That's basically, it's a little bit boring, and reps tend to procrastinate on taking those tests, right? So my preference is that, okay, once they take the training, then they need to complete the assessment, which is like 10 to 12 questions quiz, multiple choice if you have, those sort of things, and make sure that like they kind of complete that in while the content is still fresh in their mind. So that's one thing. Second thing is role plays. Role plays actually do a very good job of the different use cases and the real life scenarios where you can actually provide feedback in real time. And those role plays could be with your managers, AE and the sales managers will have that role play where they can just talk about the discovery or the pitch on the sales pitches, and provide feedback right after the role play session on what they did well and what they did not. So those are the things, like, and again, lots of different use cases depending on the subject and the context of the training, right? That helps. And the third thing that I have used in my companies and with my customers is the certification programs. Like you can have a small, sort of certification, create a certification program to check the proficiency at different levels. More like, if you have a SDR and you're trying to promote, if you have a, you promote your SDRs into AEs, then you want to have the SDRs take some sort of an, certification that includes how to do discoveries, how to, I mean, I mentioned about the empathy earlier, like, have an empathetic behavior with the customers, how to negotiate, those sort of things. So there are basic stuff that an AE has to do that SDRs will need to do as they graduate and get to the next level. So if you're creating some sort of an internal certification program, that will help. Similarly, if you have a junior AE and wants to get promoted to the senior AE, you want to basically make sure that you are you're testing them on their proficiency in certain skills, and that helps. And it doesn't have to be very, very very I would say complicated thing. You just basically, what basically certification means, you need to have, you cherry pick specific skills that you want them to have, and put as a create in a bundle, in a package, and make sure that they actually complete those courses and they pass those courses, right? With whatever threshold you have, whether it's 80%, 100%, that varies. But you can basically, you create those sort of things, and that's it. And that gives them the bragging right that, yes, I'm certified in, on this particular role, or this is what I do best. That basically gives them bragging right, and it also gives the management to make sure that they are actually promoting them and then helping them in their career.
Yeah. You need that also to know what you have to work with. Am I
Yes.
working with a ninth grader, a senior, a higher level scholar? So it's very helpful to know what you have to work with, and then where to provide the reinforcement training. They need a little work in this area or that area. So yeah, completely agree on the assessment to determine what you have to work with and where they're at, where they need additional help.